Hey, hey, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm gonna wait for some of y'all to come in. I'm gonna wait for some of y'all to come in. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, it's a good day in Wakanda. Hey, Hattie. Hattie, I'm doing great. I feel amazing. Now that all that fluid is gone, I feel amazing. I didn't even realize how that fluid was messing me up. Like all the negative things that I was going through, how it was happening. Hey, Tina Shell. Happy Friday to you too. Yes. But yeah, Hattie, I didn't realize how that fluid was affecting so many things. I'm gonna tell you, because I didn't tell y'all last night. I'm gonna tell y'all today. The biggest thing that it affected, and I didn't even realize it, was my breathing. Because when she sat me up, it wasn't that I couldn't breathe. It was that I had to find a rhythm to breathe. So she said, "Mr. McRae, are you okay?" Hey, Geraldine. Hey, Lawrence. So it wasn't that I couldn't breathe. It was that my breathing was erratic because I was trying to catch a rhythm. So, she checks my oxygen. She's like, no, your oxygen is fine. She was like, it's just that all that fluid was blocking my lungs and, causing me, because, when I got there, I was breathing fine. So she was like, it was all that fluid that was blocking my lungs. So now my lungs was taking in more air so I could breathe. I was taking in more air. So I had to find a rhythm. It was a little scary, but, I didn't feel like I couldn't breathe. It was that I had to find a rhythm to breathe. So I actually had to sit for like probably 30 minutes and catch a rhythm so that, like Tramel, he called me and he was like, babe, I know you trying to be cool about this, but I know you freaking out in your head. I need you to relax, relate, release, because I know you freaking out. He said, you trying to be cool about it, but I know my husband. So in my mind, I'm like, he's right. I am freaking out because it was scary. It didn't happen the first time they took fluid out of me. So, and when that happened, I was glad they didn't take it all at first because the first time I had the procedure, I wanted them to get it all out. But the doctor stopped at a certain amount and was like, no, don't take no more because, he's never had this before. I don't know how his body's going to react. And I'm thankful for that, even though I was mad at it at this time. Hey, Bush babies. I'm thankful for that because at the time I was mad. I was like, get all of this stuff out of me. And, when my breathing did what it did yesterday, I said it might have been worse and I had to stay in the hospital. So I caught a rhythm and then I said, okay, let me, make it to the car because my car wasn't far. So when I got up, it started again because I got a rhythm sitting down, but then I stood up and then I lost it. So I said, well, let me make it to that, there was like a pillar, a post. I said, let me make it to that post because that ain't far. So I made it to the post. So I stood there about maybe 5 to 10 minutes, 10 minutes the most. And I got a rhythm. So I said, okay, let me make it to that light post, where my car was. I said, because if I could make it to the light post, it doesn't matter because, there's two trees there that I could have held on to. I went and took off. I went in to walk to the light post, and it was so funny. My legs just took off. And in my head, I'm like, bitch, slow down. You can't walk that fast. So, I slowed down. I had to mentally slow myself down. So I realized that the fluid was also affecting my walking. Because y'all know I had a stroke and my right side is affected and yada, yada, yada. So I realized that the fluid affected my walking. So I was able to make it to the light post. I stood there for about no less than 5 minutes. And I said, okay, let me go, because my car was like right there. So I walked to the car. I didn't have to stop. I got in the car. The whole time my phone is ringing because Tramel is like, because I told him I'm going to try to go to the car. But I didn't call him, and it took a minute. So he was blowing up my phone, but I didn't answer because if I would have started talking, it would have took my rhythm away again. So I got in the car and sat down. I called him back. He was like, so you made it to, I said, yeah, I made it. I said, I just didn't want to throw my rhythm off. Hey, Ashley. I was like, I just didn't want to throw my rhythm off. I said, now I got to sit here for a minute because now I had to get a sit-down rhythm. So I got that. I drove home, and I was okay. So that was like the only complication of what happened yesterday. I was gagging at how flat my stomach was and how skinny I was. Actually, I have on a pair of Tramel's pants, size 34. Child, I ain't never been a 34 in my life. Even as a child, I might have been a 34 when I was 10. But I have on a pair of Tramel's pants. And I actually put on one of his shirts that was a size medium. And I was like, I technically could wear this, but it was a little too tight. So I was like, oh my God, that means I can wear a large or extra large now. So, you know, I was happy. I had the best sleep that I have ever had in a long time. I mean, I was knocked out. And when I woke up, I was like, I didn't open my eyes. I was like, in my mind, I'm like, it's probably, 2 or 3 in the morning because that's how I sleep. I sleep, and if I go on a deep sleep and wake up, I'm like, oh, it's this, that, and the third, and it'll only be like maybe 2 or 3 hours that I was asleep. Child, when I woke up, it was 7:30. I was like, oh my God, I slept all the way through. Because I couldn't go to sleep. I didn't fall asleep until like 2 o'clock in the morning. So I was like, oh my God, I slept all the way through. So that was exciting for me too. I just didn't know how much that fluid was affecting things in my body. So, this morning I was a little shaky because, yeah, thank you, Tina Shell. It ain't nothing but God. I don't have nobody to thank but God. But this morning I was like a little lightheaded and my breathing was like a little off. I said, okay, what's wrong? But only when I got up and started, I went and made coffee and I went back and I'm like, ooh. I was like, my breathing is a little off. I'm lightheaded. So I took my blood pressure medication because my blood pressure medication raises your blood pressure because my blood pressure runs too low. So I took that and I was like, okay, let's see what happens. So as I was getting ready, when I stood up again, I was like, ooh. I was like, ooh, okay, come on, what's going on? So as I stayed up, the lightheadedness went away and my breathing started going back to normal. Right, Hattie. That's the thing. Because when I was laying down yesterday, it felt, I'm not lying, it felt like my stomach was kissing my back. And then, when I went to sleep, I laid down, I said, okay, please don't, because it just felt weird. Like I said, it felt like my stomach was kissing my back. It just felt weird to me. So when I laid down, it didn't feel like that. And I knocked out. So when I woke up, mentally, I really have to remind myself to go slow. Because honestly, I feel good enough to just dog walking and, things like that. And I really can't do that. I need to slow down. So I had to slow down. So, but I feel amazing, y'all. Y'all don't understand how good I feel. Like that fluid, I'm gonna say it was killing me slowly. And then like me and the nurse was like confused because when the first time they took it out, the right side, and it was like the doctor was like, "Oh no, we need to do labs on this because the fluid was like green and yellow." Then yesterday, when they took it out of the left side, the fluid was like a dark brown. Like if you know what a Guinness beer looks like, it was like that. And I'm like, well, how the hell did I have two different color fluids in me? And the nurse was like, I was standing here thinking the same thing. She said, and it's different. I said, right, this is like water. I said, the other one was like thick. And she was like, right. And it was crazy. I'm like, how did I have two different color fluids in me? She said, Mr. McRae, she said, this stuff was probably killing you slowly. She was like, and then the doctor saw it and he wanted labs on that because, like the first doctor wanted labs because it was like a greenish yellow. This doctor wanted labs because he was like, that's like dark brown. So, and it was bubbly. So she asked him, why is there bubbles in this? And he said, because it's protein is coming out. So, because like when you pee and there's a lot of bubbles, you peeing out protein. If there's not a lot of bubbles, you're not peeing out protein. If there's a lot of bubbles when you pee, you're peeing out protein. So I guess the same thing was happening with the fluid because it was bubbling. And, we got it all out. She got it all out. When I tell you all, she got it all out. So I was grateful for that. And like I said, the breathing thing was a little scary. But once I got a rhythm, I was good. And, today I had to get that rhythm back. Because it's not that I lost it. It's that the fluid was blocking my lungs. So I was breathing the way I was breathing. So once they got the fluid out of me, my lungs was able to fill up with more air. So that's what threw my breathing off. And then the fluid wasn't there to like block the lungs, so I'm just sucking in air, just naturally, not because I was doing it, but just naturally. It was weird. It was scary and weird, but thank God I got through it. Thank God I got through it. But yeah, that's what happened with me yesterday, because that was supposed to happen last Thursday. But because I had the food poisoning, I'm like, I don't know, they not playing in my stomach, no child. Not till it's better. So they rescheduled it for this Thursday. And y'all don't understand how grateful of God I am. God always gets me through everything. Like, all I did was thank him and praise him yesterday because God always gets me through everything. That's why I tell people, I how I feel, and I'm not saying you should feel this way, God ain't parting Red Seas anymore. So I don't look for those kind of miracles. I look for miracles that carry me through what I'm going through. And I always get them. I look for blessings that carry me through what I'm going through. I don't sit and say, fix my kidneys, God. Because to me, that's parting the Red Sea. I don't sit and say, well, I'm not going to do this because I believe God is going to fix it. No, that's parting the Red Sea. God, you got through it, got over it, and still. Yes, Hattie. Yes, thank you. But to me, that's parting the Red Sea. And, I ain't seen miracles no more like that. When I was a kid, I ain't gonna lie, people that I knew that were really crippled, or people that I knew that were really blind, and the pastor of the church we go into, he would pray for them and they would get their sight back or they would be able to walk. I've seen those type of miracles. But in 2023, the way people are playing with God, I haven't seen those type of miracles. So I don't I mean, if he fixes it, then, thank you, Jesus. But I don't look for those. I look to carry me through. I look to get me through because I need to get through. I need to be carried through. So he always does it. He always gets me through. So like yesterday, I was nervous. I wasn't scared because I could breathe, like I said, but I was nervous, and he got me through it. So y'all don't understand how grateful I am right now. Y'all just don't understand. I had to cut my beard down, y'all, because I was like, oh no, it looked raggedy. So, I cut my beard down and shaped my mustache a little bit. So, but yes, happy Friday, y'all. Happy Friday. There was a detour when we was coming to dialysis, and I got Tramel here late because I ain't know where I was going. And I was like, okay, let me turn on this navigation system because I have no clue where I'm at. So, but I got him here like 10:30. He's supposed to be here at like 10 o'clock. So, it is what it is, child. It is what it is. I didn't know there was going to be a detour. Yes. But I hope y'all are having a good Friday. And if you're not right now, I need you to make it a good Friday. Who's that? Reese Cup. Hey, boo. Hey. But yeah. Life is good. Life is great. My friend is throwing me throwing us an anniversary party. We are both so excited about that. When he said, he was like, what y'all doing for your anniversary? I said, oh, we just going out to eat. He said, no, I'm throwing you a party. I said, what? He was like, I want to throw you a party. I was like, for real? And he was like, for real, I want to throw you a party. I said, oh, wow, okay. Thank you. I was like, wow, okay. I'm cool with that. I said, you sure you want to throw us a party? He said, I'm throwing y'all a party. Just give me a menu of what you want to eat, what y'all want, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, wow, I really appreciate this. I said, we are so excited. Thank you. We are so excited about that. When I tell you we are excited, we are excited. Me and Shamil are excited. So, and we may even do a vow renewal. We talking about it, we thinking about it, and we may do a vow renewal because it's 5 years. Let me tell y'all yesterday, y'all. So yesterday, when I was going through what I was going through, I got a phone call, and I'm like, who calling me from Baltimore? I don't speak to none of my friends and stuff like that over the phone that I had when I lived in Maryland. So when I listened to the message, y'all, I was so shocked, but it felt so good. So y'all know me and Tramel told y'all we found an affiliate of our church down here. And we went a couple of times, and then, we stuck. Tramel started having issues. I started having issues. So we haven't been back. And, we say we go into church and we wake up on Sunday and one of us is like jacked up. So we don't end up going. It was one of the reverends in the church. And she called us and she was like, I'm just checking up on you guys. We miss you in church. I want to make sure y'all are okay. And I like that right there, like blew my mind. It did. Because we only went a couple of times and they were she was calling us to check up on us to make sure we were okay. When I tell y'all that touched my heart, that really touched my heart. So, I called her back and I told her, I said, it's not that we're not coming back. I told her we were having health issues and stuff like that. So I told her she'll definitely see us Sunday. She's definitely going to see us Sunday. So I told her she would see us on Sunday. And, then she, told us to make sure we come on, I forgot what day it was, but anyway. I think June 3rd or June 7th, whatever that Sunday is. because the actual pastor's coming back. She's been really sick. She's coming back, and it's the church's anniversary. So of course, me and Tramell are going. But that's why I love Unity Fellowship Church, because we went to Unity Fellowship Church in Newark, and now we go to Unity Fellowship Church in Atlanta. We enjoyed it, and now that she made that phone call to me, child, I really enjoy it. It just touched my heart, It touched my heart that the few times we went, you were concerned about us, and it touched my heart. It really did. So shout out to my new church. Well, yes, no, our new church, Unity Fellowship Church of Atlanta. And of course, shout out to my old church, Unity Fellowship Church in Newark. So Tramell is trying to contact our pastor from that church to see if he'll come down and renew our vows. If not, we're going to try to get one of the preachers or reverends or bishops at that church to come to the party and renew our vows for us, because we want to do a vow renewal. So yeah, that happened yesterday as well. And in my mind, I guess after felt it was like confirmation that God had me, because for the reverend to call me, she called me while I was trying to catch my rhythm. So I didn't pick up, because I knew if I started talking, it was going to throw my rhythm off again. So that was like confirmation from God, like, I got you. I got you. Son, I got you. So that really touched y'all don't know how much that touched my heart. It did. Because it's not like if my church in Newark would have called me, I would have expected that, because, we would go all the time. We were members. If they don't see us, I would expect them to try. But because we only went a few times before, we started getting jacked up, it touched my heart. Like, I've only been here a couple of times, and you're checking on me, that y'all don't understand how that touched my heart, for real. But yeah, y'all, I'm here waiting to go into dialysis. They ain't tell me to come in early today. I wish they would have, because it's Friday. So Tramell is going to get done before me, and he's going to have to wait for me. He'll probably come wait in the car. It's too hot to wait in the car. But I know him. He's going to come wait in the car. So, yeah. What are y'all doing this weekend? We don't have no plans. We probably just going to stay home and chill. But what y'all doing this weekend? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat what y'all doing this weekend. We don't have no plans. We got invited to a party by one of y'all, one of the subscribers. We still trying to decide if we're going to go or not. We want to go, but, But, yeah. Good morning, Carrie. Hey, Carrie, how you doing? What y'all doing this weekend? Y'all have plans, or y'all just chilling? It's Memorial Day weekend. What y'all doing? Who having a barbecue? Or who going to a barbecue? Let me know. All right, Geraldine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Oh, man, Carrie, you got to work. I remember those days when I was customer service and I had to work. And then on Memorial Day, at first we used to have to work the whole day. Then they did it where we could work half a day and then pick another holiday to work half a day. That was okay. I mean, I didn't want to, because sometimes I had to work 10 to 6. So if I was at a barbecue, I was like, child, y'all, I gotta go. I'll be back. So it messed up my fun. Because, child, I'm so thirsty right now. When I said barbecue, all I could think about is going to the ice. I swear in my mind, I just saw myself going to like a cooler and pulling out an ice cold water or ice cold soda. Oh, I'm so thirsty right now. But of course, I can't go on dialysis and say give me water because that's defeating the purpose. So I ain't gonna be able to drink nothing for 4 hours and 15 minutes. Well, probably a little bit longer than that. Carrie, we ain't doing nothing. We just home chilling. Thank you, Joe. Oh, Carrie, we ain't doing nothing. We just home chilling. We just home chilling. So yeah. Unless we get invited to a barbecue on Monday or Sunday. Well, Sunday we going to church. But we don't have no real plans. We don't have no real plans. He's inside dialysis. I'm waiting to go in because our times are different. So, like Wednesday, that's why I didn't do the video because they told me to come in early. And when I was getting ready to go live, Tramel called me and said, they said come inside. And I was like, oh, yes, we'll be finished around the same time. So, but today, I didn't get that call. So, I have to go in at like 11:25 because that's my time for them to hook me up. So, yeah. Tina Shell, I already told Tramel, when we go back to New Jersey, I am not driving. That drive from New Jersey, because that's where that's where we used to live in Jersey City. That drive was, oh my God, I wanted to cry at certain points. I'm like, oh my God, we not there yet. And then we had planned to stop every 4 hours, but I didn't realize my legs started swelling up. So I had to like stop more and get out the car and walk and stand up. And because I was like, if I keep sitting down, my legs are going to swell even more. So I said, Tramel, changing plans. I said, when my legs start really swelling, I'm just going to stop at a rest stop, get out, walk around, yada, yada, yada. If we need to use the bathroom, we could do that. And, so I had to make more stops than we had anticipated. So it took us longer. And I'm like, oh no, I'm never doing this again. I'm not driving from Georgia to New Jersey. I appreciate the invite, but unless I get a plane ticket, I ain't driving to Jersey. It's too long. Oh, Carrie, I feel amazing. I know you just came in, but if you watch the beginning of the video, I talk about it. I feel amazing. I just didn't realize what that fluid was doing to me physically, because I get a good dose of Joseph to make me through. Oh, thank you, Geraldine. Thank you. Yeah, and it's crazy to me that when I was living in Jersey, you think New York and New Jersey are so extra cut edged than everywhere else. You think everybody in the South is slow. Nobody, no doctor in New Jersey, they ignored, I don't want to say ignored, but they act like that fluid wasn't there. They could see that on my left side, I looked like I was 9 months pregnant. And my right side, it was not flat, but it was just fat. So none of them acknowledged it. Oh, dialysis. I said, dialysis can't pull all this fluid out of me. What are you talking about? Oh, well, I don't know what to say. So in my mind, I'm like, well, how the hell am I going to get this fluid out of me? So when I got to here, dialysis was like, you need to get tapped. You need to get tapped. I'm like, what the hell is tapped? So, I talked to the nephrologist. She tried it too. Oh, we'll get it out. I said, it's been since November, ma'am. We in May. Yeah, actually it was more April, May, beginning of May. I said, this ain't coming out with dialysis. So You know, she act like she didn't want to refer me to nobody. She didn't. I hate her. Well, I shouldn't say hate because that's a strong word. I don't like her. Like, she's a liar. Like, she, you know, you tell her things and she, no, that didn't happen. And I'm like, you're a liar. I told her to her face. Tremel wanted to curse her. I really don't like her. I'm really thinking about getting a side nephrologist and just dealing with her in dialysis. And you could do that because she is just horrible, horrible. So finally, she was like, "Well, I'm gonna send you to a gastrologist." In my mind, I'm like, "What the hell am I going to a gastrologist for? I ain't having problems with my stomach. I need to get this fluid out of my stomach." When I went to the gastrologist, the it wasn't the doctor; it was his assistant. And off the top of my head right now, I can't think of what you call him. But she laid me back and she touched my stomach. She told me to put my legs up. I said I can't because like the fluid was restricting my leg movement. And when she touched my stomach, yes, paracentesis. When she touched my stomach, she was like, "Oh my God, you have an ocean in here." She said, "I'm gonna set you up for the paracentesis, procedure because it wasn't a surgery; it was a procedure." I wanted to grab that woman and yes, physician assistant. I wanted to grab that woman and hug her because she was the only one that realized that I had an issue. So, I'm thankful that I'm in Georgia because in Jersey they pretended like, it wasn't no thing. And you could look at me and see I was lopsided. That was the most messed up part to me because, y'all know I'm vain. Tremel tell you in a minute. When I'm talking in the camera, I'm looking at myself. So being lopsided was like crazy to me. I was like, because my left side was sticking up like I was 9 months pregnant. And then my right side was just, looked like I was fat. So now that I'm even and my stomach is flat, I am loving it. I am loving it. Okay, I was going to stay persistent. And then here, when they told me that, it could be removed, they kept saying, "Oh, go get tapped, go get tapped." I'm like, what the hell is tapped? I know that ain't the medical name for it. So, but thank God. And first of all, I feel absolutely amazing. When I tell you I feel absolutely amazing, I feel like I got a new lease on life. Because that fluid was jacking me up in ways I didn't even know. And two, I look amazing. So I'm like, oh my God, I look even again. So like today when I got dressed and I looked in the mirror, I was like, oh, thank God I look even. So, Carrie, when I tell you I was going to stay persistent, somehow, some way that fluid was coming out of me. And like I said, you missed it. I believe you missed it. Yesterday, I was like, oh my God, this fluid had to be killing me slowly. Because when they did the left side, it came out a whole different color. When they did the right side yesterday, when they did the right side, it came out a whole different color than what it did yesterday on the left side. Because I'm like, oh, I'm expecting it to be the same. It was completely different. And the nurse was like, how did you have two different color fluids in you? Like, they were totally different. I said, because I had two different surgeries. I had a hernia surgery, and they did it on the left side. And then I had my catheter removed from home dialysis, and they did it on the right side. So it was crazy. It was crazy, but I feel amazing. Yes, I feel amazing because, I didn't know how to convert liters into pounds. So I did it on Google. And when I saw it was like 47 pounds, I was like, oh my God, I carried 47 pounds around for over a year. 47 pounds over a year. Because that's how much fluid they took out of me. I was like, oh my God. That's why when I tell y'all I'm grateful to God, I am grateful to God. Y'all don't understand. So, Because Kerry, they got, you know that you know dialysis. They do liters. They took total. The first time they took 10, and the doctor stopped because he was like, I don't know how his body's gonna react, because he's never done this before. Yesterday, they got 11.6. So, of course, that totals 21.6 liters. To give you a visual of that, like when you go in the store, if you look like at a 1 liter of Pepsi or Coke or whatever, just imagine 21 of those, 21, and then like not a 20 ounce. Well, they don't have 6 ounce sodas, but 21 1 liter Cokes. Just imagine walking around with all that fluid in you for over a year. Right, Geraldine, right. Like, I'm like, a child weighs 21.6. A baby, when they start growing, they weigh 21.6. 47 pounds is like a 1 or 2 year old. When I look pregnant on the left side. When I'm telling y'all, I was so lopsided. It was, oh God, I was miserable. And Tramel was like, Papa, why you don't get dressed up? Because he didn't understand mentally how I felt. Like looking at myself in the mirror and seeing the left side of my stomach poking out and the right side of my stomach just looking like it's fat. Like, I was miserable. I wasn't depressed or nothing like that. I just wasn't feeling myself. Child, today when I got dressed, I said, bitch, you better do it. Because I'm even. So, it's good. It's great. But y'all, I'm going to head out because it's almost time for me to go in. Thank you for spending your Friday morning with me. I hope you enjoyed. Hey, Grateful Heart. You got to catch the replay. Yes, y'all do what Grateful Heart says and send a cash app. Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate that. But yeah, y'all, if you didn't see what I look like, just go to the community page. I posted a picture. And I hope you enjoyed the live today. And like I go live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday while I'm waiting to go into dialysis. So, yes. Y'all have a wonderful day today. Have a great weekend. And definitely enjoy your Memorial Day. If you don't have a barbecue to go to, find one. Or make your own. But in any case, I always tell y'all, Tremel, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And y'all keep your head up. Always remember to dare to be different, because why be the same? And I love you guys. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Memorial Day. We might go live over the weekend, so just look out. Keep them notification bells filled in. But who's to say? We may or may not. But anyway, love you guys. And I will see you again on Monday for sure. Even though we do have to go to dialysis. So I will see you again on Monday. And maybe even Tuesday, because they want us to come in and get like extra fluid off of us. So look out for me then. And y'all, you know what it is. It's Team McRae. All damn day. Love you guys. See you Monday. Bye-bye.